My dear brothers and sisters, I hope that you are all well. Today I am here to give you the message of God. You have just listened to the song about the lost traveler. This hymn was written by Saint Brahmananji, a great spiritual master of his time. O lost traveler, where are you going? A diamond birth is yours. Why did you waste it in worldly pleasures? The whole world, he says, has fallen into forgetfulness, into illusion. But what is this forgetfulness? It is called Maya, the illusion of the material world. Maya has no real existence of its own. It is merely an appearance. No one can truly understand its nature, and yet the entire world is caught and entangled in it. That is why the saint asks again, O lost traveler, where are you going? Do you even know where your journey will lead after this life? No one truly knows neither from where they have come nor where they are heading. If one contemplates even this much deeply, one would turn to the sacred scriptures. If a person could truly realize from where they have come and where they are destined to go, their life would find real meaning. But instead, we have convinced ourselves that this world is our permanent home. We forget that we are not here to stay forever. We do not even know when we may have to depart. This life is short, just a brief moment in eternity. That is why it is said, where do you have to go? Where is your destination? Which is your true country, your real home, the place where you must finally rest and find peace? Even this we do not know. And that indeed is a matter of great sorrow. But if a person truly comes to understand from where they have come and where they are going, then, and only then, their life becomes truly fulfilled and successful. The passage explains a deep spiritual truth about life and the human body. It says that our body is not truly ours. It is merely a temporary house or dwelling place where both the soul and God reside. The body is described as the temple of God. It is sacred, yet impermanent. Human beings often forget this truth. We become attached to the body, wealth, possessions, and worldly comforts, thinking we will live here forever. But this is an illusion. One day we must leave the body behind. Life is compared to a bubble on water, fragile and short-lived. Just as a star disappears at dawn, the body too will vanish one day. Death can come at any moment, without warning. Therefore, the teaching is, do not get attached to this temporary world. Recognize that the body is not your true home. Remember the divine who lives within you. Live with awareness that this life is fleeting, and focus on the eternal soul and God. So, 15 hours of the day are spent in wandering, 9 hours are spent sleeping. Not even a moment is spent in chanting the name of God. Then how can one attain liberation? 15 hours of our day are spent in wandering, running after desires and worldly activities. Whatever free time remains is spent sleeping, eating, drinking, or suffering in some way through pain, illness, or various difficulties. In all this, when will you devote time to the Lord's devotion? When will you chant His name? When will you meditate on His name? For all this, we have no time. Yet, we place great importance on the body. We are full of pride, thinking, we are powerful, we are this, we are that. But the body is like a bubble of water. Does water exist? Yes, but a bubble of water is fragile. It's impossible to know when it will burst. No one can tell. The bubble of water is the human race. One body will vanish, just as the morning star fades. We thought we would live long, enjoy many luxuries. But whatever was destined remains only a fraction. Death grabs everything else. So, in the blink of an eye, one never knows when death will strike. Death is always following human beings, and humans are frightened, running away from death, terrified that it may come and take them. They fear that their life may end suddenly. If one's own time arrives, no one can know when it will happen. So it is said in that song, "The body remains, but the house is alien." This house is a temporary dwelling place. He explains that human life is like an affair that lasts 2 days. Whatever we see and experience belongs to this short life that compares to 2 days. It is not long-lasting. In the end, you leave all belongings behind and go alone. Whatever we see is a passing show which is not lasting. Do some good deeds, they say, but most people are unable to truly do so. Within us, there is often no empathy for others, no real love. We may speak lofty words outwardly, but inside, our hearts are filled with something else. Outwardly, the world appears innocent and simple, but inwardly, it carries heavy troubles. Those who come into this world often regret later. True lovers of God remain cautious. Though the world may seem naive or harmless, inside it is filled with hidden challenges, and one can never predict when these will arise. Those who come unprepared often regret it later. True love, the kind that lasts, does not come easily. Even those who appear loving may be attached only to humanity in general, not to the divine. Real love is that which is rooted in devotion to God, not just attachment to worldly relationships. With beautiful rhythm and melody, this song we just heard was explaining that this body itself is the temple of the divine, of the Supreme Soul. Body is the temple of God. You are the temple of God. So it is you who dwells within this temple. And who created this temple? It was made by that Supreme Lord Himself, and He created human beings in His own likeness. That's why it is said, "The body is the temple, and wears the attire of a saint." This attire is that of a holy person. There is no need to search anywhere outside. Everything is within you. The sacred pilgrimage, the divine name, everything lies within. A pilgrimage dwells within your own being. One divine word resides in my very breath. That sacred word, that Shabd, that sound current, continuously echoes and vibrates within us. Kabir tells us that Lord Ram sent a message to him, inviting Kabir to come to his divine abode. But Kabir replied, weeping, "The joy I find in the company of the truth, that spiritual gathering cannot be found anywhere else, not even in heaven. A spiritual gathering is a very high and sacred thing. Even in heaven there is not that same bliss which one experiences, the joy, the divine ecstasy found there. So it is said, if one attends such a spiritual gathering with a master, and through him receives the connection with inner light and sound, then he gains the greatest treasure. For the one who experiences the divine sound current, the Shabd, within, all inner desires disappear. Kabir tells us, I have obtained the wealth of the divine inner sound current. I have no other desire left. I now dwell in the eternal realm, and the noose of death has been cut away. The noose of the Lord of time and death has been removed, for he has cast his net upon all beings. When the time comes, he simply gives a small pull, and life ends. That is why initiation into light and sound is said to be attained only through great fortune. The scriptures also confirm that without a guru, one cannot cross the ocean of worldly existence. Without a guru, it is impossible to cross the ocean of birth and death. The guru is like a boat, a unique vessel, which when one is seated in it, becomes the means to cross this vast ocean. The boat is the guru, and Shabd, the inner sound current, is the sail. By sitting in the lap of the guru and being established in the Shabd, the sound, one can cross the ocean of worldly existence. Only the guru can enable this crossing. No one else has ever been able to cross without him. Those who have not attained this sacred connection with the inner light and inner sound current have no guru, and therefore they must continue to struggle and suffer in this world. It is said that a person without a guru is worse off than 1,000 sinners. Even a single moment spent in the company of a guru removes the weight of countless karmas. It is said that even if one is ignorant or a lowly person serving at the guru's feet, they are better than an arrogant scholar without a guru. Yet many people remain ignorant and without guidance. That is why it is said, "Do not remain without a guru." Without a guru, a person is lost. They will have to suffer the consequences. If a person receives the connection with the inner sound current in time, meditates upon it, and attaches themselves to that eternal stream of divine consciousness, then their life becomes complete and blissful. So if a person attains the inner light and sound and meditates upon it with devotion, a kind of divine intoxication enters them that is beyond description. What would such a person say? They would say, "What need have I for those who come and go? Let them come or go. My heart is fully satisfied. I have received the human body, so I shall not waste it." What do your devotees truly desire? Whatever leads them to your door, that alone is what they should seek. I have received the human body with great difficulty, so I shall not waste it. Every moment passes in your remembrance, and I have no need for the applause or praise of this world. Every moment passes in your remembrance. Thus, the person would say, "I have found the cool shade of my guru. I have no desire for the world." Once the connection with the inner sound current is attained, the person desires nothing else. That alone is their blessing. The essence of our life is fulfilled when we attain that. By meditating on it inwardly, by connecting with the higher realms, and by experiencing the divine consciousness within, we realize the truth, and our faith and peace are strengthened. We understand that we truly have everything. But still we wander outside, stumbling from door to door, seeking something externally. Yet this is not our true nature. We are soul. Every being is a soul. There is no difference between the soul and the Supreme Soul. They are one. So, attaining this connection with inner light and sound is like receiving the greatest gift. We may take this gift, but rarely do we understand its true value, how precious it is. When something comes freely, we often fail to value it. If we had to pay for it, we would realize its worth, how much effort and cost it represents. Yet here we are, receiving it effortlessly, yet often taking it for granted. As Kabir says, that treasure is a rare and priceless wealth. It frees us from the noose of death. Such is the power of the inner sound current. It is said that if you are fortunate enough to meet a true guru, simply offering them respect or bowing down in devotion brings immense spiritual merit. This body, they say, is a mine of worldly desires, filled with countless attachments and distractions. Yet, if you wish to purify it, you must seek out a true saint, obtain the sound current through their grace, and through this, you are freed from worldly entanglements. It is said, if you meet a guru, The Guru will help settle all your debts, cleanse all your karmas. But that negative binding power is a power so strong that, if one does not follow the Guru's guidance, even if someone is fortunate enough to receive the treasure of the sound current, it will not yield its full benefit. That is why we must attain it, meditate upon it, and make our lives blissful. And then, as we return to our true home, nothing will be lacking. Everything is already prepared for us. Before we even arrive, we are welcomed. As soon as we reach, there is celebration, praise, and jubilation beyond description. Music, joy, and flowers will be showered upon you. Nothing in the world can fully describe it. Here on earth, we see nothing like this. But in that realm, immense bliss and union of the soul is experienced. The joy is so intense, it cannot be described in words. But the world calls pleasure the enjoyment one gets from food or material things. That is not true joy. All that is temporary and brings sorrow. True joy can only be known through the Guru. What is true joy? Until our mind and senses are under control, our desires constantly demand, I want this, I want that, I need this. Meanwhile, the negative power consumes us. But when one reaches the sound current, the Shabd, even the Lord of time and death cannot touch them. Such is the blessing received, a divine gift we must strive to attain. That is why we should dedicate some time specifically for this spiritual work. Make a timetable and follow it consistently. The greatest amount of time should be devoted to the inner sound meditation. We spend 8 hours for worldly duties, 2 or 3 hours on other tasks. What remains? 14 hours. If some time is needed for helping others or resting, that is fine. Still, 4 hours remain. Dedicate those 4 hours to this spiritual practice, and when we meet again, you will say, yes, I have experienced that bliss, the joy beyond description. That is true happiness, knowing that you are attaining something beyond the world. It brings immense joy and fulfillment. As it is said, chant silently with your mind, absorb it in your heart, read the scriptures. Think deeply. Where did you come from? Where are you going? Remain always in the presence of the one who removes all sorrows and miseries. In whatever state you are, let go of desires of the mind. Do good to everyone, do not harm anyone. Keep this in mind for later. Listen to the words of the sacred scriptures. Attend the company of saints. Immerse yourself in love. Absorb the essence. So, a priceless robe of bliss for the soul is obtained repeatedly from the Guru. A very profound and spiritually significant teaching has been given. Here, listen carefully. The priceless robe has not yet been obtained. Otherwise, this life is spent in ignorance, bearing the burden of desires. Otherwise, this life is spent carrying worldly attachments, wasting precious breaths. Beloved, this life has been granted to be the servant of your master. So this priceless robe that has been given, what is it for? It is for the opportunity to unite with the Supreme Being. So what is the purpose of human birth? Is it to eat, drink, sleep, and then die? No, that is not the purpose. The true purpose of being a human is that, in this life, we have the chance to know the Supreme Being. The divine resides within us and, outwardly, appears in human form like us. It is the same one, both inside and outside. Like it is said, know the one within and without. Know the one. The Guru explains this to us, but we often do not understand until the veil of delusion is removed. Once we do understand, life becomes meaningful and complete. So what does the Guru do? He purifies us. Everything we have accumulated, all our deeds and karmas, he cleanses. How does the Guru cleanse us? In his vision, there is divine nectar, and with this divine power, the Guru purifies everything. That is why it is said, just as a washerman cleans clothes using soap and water, giving them new life, similarly, the Guru purifies and renews us. Thus, he cleanses us completely, spiritually, inwardly, and outwardly. Whenever you sit for meditation or devotional practice, always remember the Guru. Bow before him, surrender yourself completely, and lose your sense of self. Forget, I am this, or I am that. The only awareness you should have is, I am a soul. When you do this, your spiritual work is complete. Those who meditate on the inner sound current realize the true importance of the Guru. Then they say, he is my life, he is my breath. He provides the foundation, the Shabd, the sound current within which is the essence of our life. That Shabd is our foundation. Shabd is our life. There is no one like him, but our understanding is limited until we reach that divine realm. When we arrive there, we realize the true nature of the Guru, who he is, what he does, and what he gives. The Guru is granted only to those whose mind is prepared. Not everyone attains him. He comes to those ready to serve. Just as all of you are engaged in service, true service comes to those with immense fortune and great blessing. Serving the Guru is the highest austerity. All other hardships are pale in comparison. When one's mind resides in him, all sorrows vanish. The service to him is supreme. Even lifting a single straw at his hermitage is a great service, bringing immense spiritual merit and blessing. It is said, Guru is pure, Guru is sacred. The entire world perishes. But who is saved? Only the one who has the Guru is saved. Everyone else sinks and is lost. That is why we should make a daily meditation schedule and follow it diligently in daily life. Move forward in life with awareness and planning. If you wander blindly, you will stumble or fall into a pit. But if you walk carefully and consciously, you will face no obstacles and no danger. You will reach your destination safely. When we do this, there is no deficiency, no weakness. Indeed, it is good that you have come here. A very warm welcome. Coming here is significant because the Guru desires to bring happiness to the whole world. Throughout history, great saints have traveled across the world, but only a few are fortunate to meet them. Among millions, perhaps one is truly blessed, as is also mentioned in other scriptures. Out of thousands, out of millions, only a few awaken the true desire to attain him and receive the initiation into the meditation on inner light and sound. When that desire awakens, the seeker begins his search. The Guru is always disguised, like a hidden treasure, ready to help the seeker cross the ocean of worldly existence. And when the seeker finally reaches, what does the Guru do? He gives a small measure of attention and grace, lifting the soul from its lower state to a higher spiritual level. As one verse beautifully explains, when the disciple approaches and receives the treasure of the sound current, the Guru gives a little grace, elevates the soul from its depths, and brings it upward. From there, the soul begins its journey forward, because it is still bound by the cycles of existence. Once the Guru is attained, the seeker's work is accomplished. That is enough for now. As it is said, even when we come to sit in spiritual gatherings, in holy company, we sometimes fall asleep. Sleep overtakes us because the blessings of the divine are working in us, and we need strength to absorb them. If we are not alert to the Lord of time and death, that negative binding power can take advantage, putting us into deep sleep. It's a subtle trick of the world. That is why, if you have come here, remain alert.